All right. What's up, Ina? Hope all is well on your end. So today we're going to review your video for your second week of trading. So I'm just going to share my screen here and let's see what we have. All right. So we start with a little bit of back squats, right? Looking at back squat, you said you felt better with slightly narrower stance, which is good. So let's have a look at your form and technique. The first rep looks good, right? I like how that you're trying to maintain a tight upper back throughout the whole time. I can see that through your neutral torso, neutral spine. But one thing we could work on is probably the depth seems to be a little bit high. I'm not sure if that is because your hips are tight or maybe just because of the baby bump. But I think right now for us, we have to find a nice balance where you could actually hit that, yet feel strong as well. So what I want you to work on is basically work on hip mobility drills in between sets, just to open your hips up. And on the way down when you squat, I want you to think of spreading the floor apart, right? Spreading the floor apart. This will help push your knees open and help you sit into the squat a little bit better. So keep the same stance, but work on some hip mobility drills in between sets. And every time you squat, consciously think of opening up the hips by spreading the floor apart. Other than that, I think it looks really good. The squat looks really good, right? Your spine is neutral. The bar's tracking over the middle of the foot, right? So just work on these two things and we'll see how it goes the next week. Here's also something, right? Incline bench, right? You mentioned the slight pain on the shoulder, so let's see if that actually affects your bench press. It's a nice thing to see that the bar path is relatively good. So your elbows and wrists looks directly under the bar, so that's a good and strong place to press out from. So for the next time you do an incline bench, I would like to see the video from the front, so it allows me to look at it from a different perspective. But this is a very good set in my opinion, and nothing much to correct about the incline barbell bench. I just say keep up the good work, and maybe like say you have never stretched more, maybe use a little bit of trigger point and massage the front of your pec, right? Trigger point the front of your pec before you start your incline bench. That should help a little bit. And let's take a look at your deadlift, right? 2 sets of 5 at 80 kilos. Very nice here. I like what you're doing here. Sitting down and then gripping onto the bar, right? There we go. Your hips still rise a little bit before the bar breaks the floor, but I guess it's all right because right now you're still getting used to the form. But besides that hip rise before the bar breaking the floor, I feel that this is a really good deadlift. It's very nice to see that your shoulders are directly over the bar, so that's a good thing. And even here, right after the knee, you still have some room for some hip extension. So as you can see, you still have room for your hips to drive, and your knees are not even straight. So this is actually a very good position to lock out from. So that's very good. Keep it up, and we'll see what the heavier set looks like, right? Oh yeah, we have little cheerleaders, right, cheering you on. This surprisingly looks a little bit better as well. The hip shift seems to move a little less. There's a little less wasted movement here from the hip shift, and as we can see, the hip travels slightly less. What I want you to do really is just to focus on staying tight. I'll demonstrate a cue that you can use to maybe prevent that unnecessary hip travel before the bar breaks the floor. So essentially, this is the starting position you want to be in, because in this position is when, if we look at it properly, in this position is basically when, in this position is basically when your hips start to move, and this is the position right before the bar breaks the floor. So this is the position you want to try to get in every single repetition. So we'll see how it goes for next week, right? The weights will be slightly heavier. So let's see how that goes. And another set of incline barbell bench presses. Yeah, this actually looks really good as well. I like the spot where the barbell is touching, and I like how you're bringing it down in a nice and controlled manner and driving the bar back on the way up. It's really good. It's a really good set. It's a really good set in my opinion. So just keep it up, and we'll see where your incline barbell bench takes you when you finally can flat bench, right? So you can't do any supine or supine movements lying fully flat. So we'll have to do with the incline bench. Right, once again, front squats in your home gym, right? 40 kilos on the bar. I would assume someone is holding the camera for you, because as you squat, the camera seems to go down and follow you. So unless you have a drone that tracks your movement, I'm pretty sure that this was someone holding it for you. Right, relatively good set. I think you could work a little bit more on the upper back tightness on the last rep, especially because your elbows tend to pitch forward, so that caused the weight to pitch forward slightly, hence your torso angle tilted forward. Right, I'll show you a cue later to help you fix the front squat, torso tilting forward, and that's about it, right? So for the deadlift, right, the cue I want you to work on is to take the slack out of the bar. So once you're, let me just adjust my, right, so once you're in this position, right, you go down, reach for the bar. Once you're in this position, I want you to pull the bar, right? So I want you to think of making your arms long, and then you're trying to take the slack out by pre-pulling the bar. Pre-pull the bar, and then pack your lats. So pre-pull the bar, pack your lats, and then shift the weight back. Right, so you see this creates a nice upright position rather than here. So from here, you're going to pre-pull the bar slightly, your hips will rise a bit, but still holding onto the bar, and shift the weight back. Once you shift the weight back, if you extend and lock it out. So that's what I want you to do for your deadlift. And as for your front squat, the cue I find to be really helpful is basically shrug into the bar. So like dumbbell shrugs where bodybuilders always do. With your elbows forward, think of shrugging into the bar before you descend into the squat. So in this position, what you're gonna do, you're gonna take a deep breath, shrug into the bar, and then descend, right? The shrugging motion would actually help keep your upper back tight and prevent your elbows from tipping forward and creating that torso angle lean. So that's all for this week. Keep it up, great work with your training, and whatever you're doing, keep kicking ass, keep being strong, and I'll catch you next week.